Hello again, 30-year novice here. Just wanted to cover another little trick that I've used over the years that makes it possible to do things in the 3D window that you can't do in section or easily accomplish any other way. And so what I'm looking at here is this house is still in just the concept phase, but let me zoom up here, kind of show you what we're going to edit today. Is there's a piece of soffit missing. If you've watched any of my other little videos, this is a beam tool created with a complex profile which shows the stack for the elevations, and I've included the soffit on there. Now, I don't really want to take the time to edit this or create another profile and make it so it reaches all the way back here. In this case, it's just really not worth it. It's not really going to be seen that much, but I little bit of the OCD in me. I want to at least finish it off so it looks like a soffit. And so what I'm going to do is take this in section and then, well, let's just go to it. Section and yeah, maybe get the right section. There it is. And so you can see what this looks like in section. There's the missing soffit. So yeah, rather than extending this, that approximate 2 feet, like to make it back and have an odd profile, I'm just gonna basically create a roof tool. This is already in the right pitch. It's just a composite, a roof composite, which is 5/8 ceiling and 3/8 inch rafter. But I'm just going to steal that for a second. I'm going to bring it over here and put it to where that stops. And then this is really hard to edit in 3D. I can go ahead and change the roof style here and just make it a flat block. And then I think it's a wood. Let's see, wood, softwood, and then its thickness. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Sorry, 1/2 inch. So now it's going to match the width and everything. But the hard thing is now I've copied this, which goes throughout the entire house. So obviously this is going to be oversized and uncropped. But in order to get it be right, I need to edit it, and the easiest way to do that is to select these items in 3D that are adjacent to it. I'll select that one as well. And then use this tool, show selection in 3D, and it'll bring up only the items that I have selected. And so that gets rid of a lot of the extra stuff that I don't need to see. And you can see what I was talking about, how I copied that material from the roof and it's something else. So let's try to use the split tool. Sometimes this is easier said than done. Get rid of that. And let's take this one. Get rid of that. Clean this up just a little bit more. So now you can see it's all cropped back to the right position. And then I'll just match the material here, which I believe is black, dark gray, black. Yeah. So now that'll complete that hole. Let me just see here, show all, and it'll see how it kind of merged in. And it's not exactly accurate, but it's kind of one of those things. Like I say, it doesn't really show up in any view. It doesn't need to be that accurate. It'll show up in that one section, and I'll probably just use an overlay. This will probably be uh, tongue and groove or something anyway, or possibly just a aluminum soffit. And so I'll use a fill to complete that in section. And some of it doesn't even matter if I go back to that section. Um, you know, unless you're zoomed way in, you don't even notice it. If you do, it's really simple just to put an overlay on it. Could be empty, could be wood, but just to kind of show you what I could do. Put that there, give it a solid fill, bring it to the front, and typically that's going to be over the top of that siding, so put it there. So you see how easy that is to just kind of clean up, not a big deal. um, the other side, and I clean up a lot in 2D. I go with a model. I've just over the years, I'll use cover fills and things like that to clean this up so it looks right. I kind of do a lot of general to specific. I'll have a wall section, typically a detail that shows, and that'll take some time and really dial in and put the dimensions and the materials and notes and everything on. But usually when I have a general wall section like this, I'm simply just trying to, give the builder an idea of, hey, what this is going to look like. I might note the elevation here, the elevation here. Anyway, that's a discussion for another video. But that's the easiest way to clean that up and be able to use stuff like that in 3D. Another thing is, let's say that I have, I'm just going to use this as an example, but this is a beam. Well, let me just do this. I'll just bring that up, and then let's change the beam type, and let's see, segment. Let's just go with something like this, and then I'll just leave the same material, and let's make the size. Let's make it 7.25 inch. That's a nominal 2 by 8 and 1.5 inches long. And then I'm going to go back here, and I want to rotate that. What was the angle? Now I can't really remember. Now I'll just leave it straight for a minute. Floor plan and section, structure, segment, beam. Yeah. No, that's not the one. So let's say I've got this, and I want to make like a ladder framing or something for roof structure. And so, I always like to keep groups, but what I'm going to show you here is just and I'm not rotated or anything. This is just, you can take the time to do that if you ever use this tip. But I'm going to multiply, I'm going to spread, I'm going to put that 2 feet on center, and then I'm just going to multiply it. Now, like I say, typically it'd be rotated, you wouldn't have it sitting sideways like this, but it's nice to be able to group these things so you can edit them later. And so you can't group them. If I try to group, you can't group in section, but I can also do that same trick, show selection in 3D, select them all. Whoops, sorry. Select them all, and I can group them in 3D. And then when I go back to section, see that? And they're all grouped. So if I want to move them around or rotate them or, change the angle, I can do that in the beam settings tool. So just a kind of a quick trick, because being able to multiply, if I wanted to do a ladder frame all the way to the top, if I was doing an eave section or a cut through the eaves or whatever I might do, a lot of times if you're doing floor sections or anything, and you're using beam tools or 3D tools for that kind of stuff, which can be really handy. It's just a great way to group them, because you can't do it in section, but it's really easy to populate, that in section. But I don't need those right there, but just another way to kind of show, on the subject heading of using the 3D or view in 3D, tool to edit some of that stuff, or show selection in 3D was the command. So selection 3D. Anyway, just another little hack. It's, if you don't bounce into that, I can't remember where I've learned it, but I use it all the time, and it really handy editing selections. If you're doing soffits, footings, anything. Show selection in 3D, and it removes all the things that obstruct the view, so you can look at, say, just the footings if you want to, or just the stem walls to adjust the footings and make sure everything's right. That view selection in 3D window is really handy. I just have a great deal of use for it, and I probably am leaving out things that I've used it for that I didn't mention it. But anyway, hope that helps in your daily work flow and save you some time and maybe your clients some money or impress your boss and get you a raise, however it works out. Anyway, thanks for viewing. I would say like and subscribe. I don't if you like it, hit the button. If you don't, that's okay. No big deal. Anyway, have a great day. Bye bye.